Alright, we're back with Hyper Danganronpa H20. The second half of Chapter 5 begins. Ash has been the one who's been killed this time. So I guess things are going to come to a head pretty quickly, I think. There's no luck in a place like this. Four once told me about an adage called Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. We can't expect the universe to feel sympathy for us. Not in a place like this. It goes like it usually does. We scream and everyone comes running. Almost everyone, that is. Is that Ash? It happened again? I thought we were all fine. I guess we can't get off that easily. Hey, where's Four? I haven't seen her since this morning. And I already see a big pool of blood upstairs in front of the meeting room. Should we try to find her? I'll go look for her. In the meantime, you guys can... Wow, wow, wow! Another murder! And you guys were so confident it wouldn't happen again. Well, I guess there's not much to do about it. You guys know what time it is. Investigation time. You guys gotta find the perp, or all of you are getting sent to the gallows. Guess it's time to investigate again. Come on, guys, we can do this. So Oliver went to find Four because she's still MIA, so I guess you'll just have to investigate with me. Alright, this is making me a little nervous. Don't worry about it. We've been good every other time, right? Yeah, you're right. We can do this. I'm assuming we want to check the floor primarily. Oliver's probably going to give the other floors a once-over too, so they can tell us if they saw anything suspicious. Can we really trust them investigating alone? We can't trust a lot of things, Maya. If they turn out to be suspicious, then we'll doubt later. Not to mention, there's not many of us left to keep tabs on each other. Alright, let's get down to business then. Koji seems to have taken the knife out of Ash's chest. Isn't that disturbing the crime scene? I gotta check the wound out somehow, right? I guess. So it's just a big kitchen knife? Hunter grabs the knife and holds it up. Kinda reminds me how that one movie, you know the one? The one where the guy in the mask kills all the babysitters? Haha, yeah. Hunter, someone died. That thing's covered in actual blood. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Have I officially been desensitized? Just when I thought we were done with all the murder stuff. Hey, we're gonna be alright, alright? I sure hope so. Hey Koji, what were you doing around the time of the murder? I was playing b-ball with my bro. Yeah, I can corroborate that. We were both shooting hoops in the basketball court. Weird to think we were having such a good time while Ash was... I guess you're right. So I looked over Ash's body, and I think I have a good idea of his wounds. Yeah? What are they? The most significant one's the huge stab wound in his chest. Goes really deep, too. Probably ruptured a few organs. The other significant wound is that his neck is snapped. Aside from that, he has a bunch of other scrapes and bruises. Well, yeah, so was he killed up on the deck there, and then his body was pushed off? Or fell off? That might have been the thump that we heard right before we found him. So a stab wound, a snapped neck, and a bunch of scrapes and bruises. Hey, hey, hey! I'll bet you want to rub your vision spheres all over the Karakuma file, huh? Why would you word it like that? Well, here you go! Karakuma hands me the Karakuma file, and I start reading. Ash's body was discovered at 8 p.m. on the 5th floor. What is it? What's next? Nothing! All it has is he was found on the 5th floor at 8 p.m. So yeah, I figured as much. He was gonna leave he was gonna leave as much as possible out of it. What? Are you kidding me? Hey, Karakuma, what the fuck? I already told you, I can't go spoiling too many details. And this case is a real doozy, so there's a lot to spoil. Guess we can't expect this to be easy. Hey, what's out on the ground? Huh? I look where Hunter's pointing. A piece of paper with the words, "Meet me in the meeting room." So is this the killer that called him here? That seems important, right? Yeah, definitely. Also makes this murder seem a lot more premeditated. Exactly. Oh my goodness! My god, there's blood everywhere! Hey, have you noticed this blood trail? So was he killed in the meeting room, and then the killer dragged him out and threw him off the deck? Yeah, it goes right out to that ledge, right? Yeah, it starts at this chair, then goes out the door to that ledge in the main 5th floor room. That's very important, right? I'd assume so. Whoa, check this out. It's all these weapons. Are they from the armory? The big table in the meeting room is covered in weapons of various kinds, mostly different kinds of blades. None of them seem to have been used. They aren't bloody. Man, what the hell happened here? You seem to be fixating on those fish pretty hard. Yeah, I guess. I think they're just relaxing to watch. Takes my mind off of, you know. Hey, Leona, what were you doing when all this happened? Oh, I was in here. Doing what? I was feeding the fish. Feeding the fish? Doesn't it do that automatically? Nope, you have to manually feed them on your own. I guess before this area opened up, someone was coming here and doing it. Creepy. But who, I wonder? This area didn't open up until just recently, so someone else had to have been coming in here and feeding them. Until then. I'll have to keep that in mind. Could be the mastermind. Hey, have you checked out the monitor on the aquaponics tank? I don't think so. What's it do? It does all kinds of stuff. It measures the chemicals in the water, tracks the fish's health, assesses plant growth. It also keeps track of when the fish were last fed and how much they were fed. Looks like they were last fed at 7:45 p.m. That's pretty close to the body discovery. Interesting. Hey, this incinerator is way more high-tech than I realized. What do you mean? It looks like it records the times when it was open, and it looks like there are a couple of times from today. What times? It's like 7:30 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. That was... So that was like right before we met with Oliver. So if Oliver and I met up in here at around 7:55 p.m., someone had been in here just 10 minutes beforehand. Sounds suspicious. You guys having fun? Why would we be having fun? This is a game, right? A thrilling, chilling, killing game. You have a pretty messed up view on what a game is. So I checked out the whole building and I couldn't find 4 anywhere. The only place I can imagine her being is her room. Just the one place I can't get to. I tried knocking, but there was no response. Hopefully she'll show up for the trial. Did you notice anything suspicious while you were searching the building? There was one thing. A bunch of the weapons in the armory were missing. So the weapons we found in the meeting room did come from there. But aside from that, nothing out of the ordinary. Got it. Okay, so is there nothing else then? We can't go in either. Don't know why, I just felt like maybe we should have checked out the aquarium, but I guess not. It's almost time. Looks like the others are coming. 3 people approach us. Are we ready? I sure hope so. We can do this, I'm sure of it. But then someone else approaches. Did I miss something? Why is everyone gathered here? Oh. Yeah, what? Ash is dead. The trial's about to start. She seems surprised. Are you serious? How did you miss that? I was asleep. I've been sleeping for the past few hours. You were sleeping? Because she's probably going to be the main suspect at this point, but... Man, I have no idea. I guess you guys are going to have to fill me in during the trial. I guess. And with that, it was time for the trial to begin. We all file into the trial grounds, glancing back and forth nervously. 4 was sleeping. How can that be true? Ooh, damn. Blood red ominousness for the 5th trial. We all stand in our assigned spots. Ash is dead, even after we all thought we were done with the murders. We have no choice but to keep fighting, keep participating in these trials. This time, we won't let it happen again. Ash and 4, the alleged traitors to our class. Whoever they are will discover the truth. A deadly meeting. A deadly traitor. A deadly trial. I'll discover the truth. Alright. Let's start with a basic explanation of the class trial. So your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone will graduate. So if I heard correctly, Ash was the victim. That's right, he was found in the main room in the 5th floor with a knife in his chest. There was a blood trail leading to that ledge from the meeting room. And the meeting room had all those weapons on the table. I'm assuming those were from the armory. A bunch of weapons are missing from there. So what do we talk about first? Usually the first thing we want to do is figure out how the murder was done. Then find out who could have done it based on alibis. So I say we start off with how he was killed. So what should we focus on? The location? Sounds good to me. The locations involved in the murder. I should have a pretty good idea by now what rooms he was in. So his body was found on the 5th floor, right? That's right, covered in blood. And if you take the blood trail into consideration, he was probably dragged there from the meeting room. He was probably dragged there from the meeting room. Then he was stabbed. Wait, no, he was stabbed in the meeting room, right? Because, I don't know. Based on the status of the body, maybe where he was stabbed isn't that important. Based on what we know, what seems to be the most likely scenario? No. Huh? He wasn't in the meeting room? No, it's that you said he was stabbed outside the meeting room. Considering there was a blood trail coming from the meeting room, it can be assumed that the source of the bleeding happened there as well. So he was stabbed in the meeting room, then dragged outside. I'd assume so. Wait, aren't you forgetting something? He had a bunch of other wounds, too. Can we really rule out the possibility that the blood came from those too? Guess I need to convince Oliver that the blood definitely came from the knife wound. So the blood could have been from his other wounds? I guess he might have been... I guess he might have gotten beaten up or something in the meeting room. Hey, now that I think about it, aren't his wounds kind of familiar? Are we talking about Marie? Because she too was thrown from a second floor of a room to the first. Could the killer have been trying to disguise it like that? I'm gonna keep this one in mind. Hey, here's a crazy idea. What if it wasn't even Ash's blood? Maybe we can check each other for wounds. Huh. That one seems a little too out there, Hunter. I suppose I didn't see the actual crime scene, but from the sounds of it, it seems likely he was stabbed in the meeting room. Distract the conversation. Yeah. That's what I thought too. Yeah, his wounds are kind of similar to, Marie. And we all remember what happened to Marie. She fell. So the bruises and the snapped neck are from the falling? Makes sense. The blood trail stopped at a ledge, so the natural conclusion would be that he fell. Not to mention we heard him fall, right, Oliver? Huh? What do you mean? Do you remember the noise we heard that prompted us to check outside? That must have been his body falling. I guess you're right. If that was really him falling, then we probably would have seen him get stabbed. So let me get this straight. He was stabbed in the meeting room, dragged outside, and thrown off the ledge? Sounds about right. So we know he was discovered at 8 p.m., and the murder must have happened shortly beforehand. So we just need to figure out who was doing what during that hour. Times like these, I'm a bit relieved that there aren't as many people. Makes so alibis are easier to collect. So is there anyone we can immediately rule out? I couldn't have done it. I was with Maya. Yeah, that's true. Oliver and I were talking in the incinerator room when we heard the body fell. What were you guys talking about? It's not important. I wonder. Anyway, you can rule out Hunter and I. We were shooting hoops in the basketball court. He ain't lying. I can back it up. So that means me, Oliver, Hunter, and Koji can be eliminated for now. Unless we find new evidence. Last time we thought we could eliminate Caesar as a suspect, but then Koji came through with the crossbow thing. Speaking of random out of the blue evidence, does anyone have anything they want to say? I'm pretty sure all of us know everything, except for 4, I suppose. Hey, since we eliminated 4 of us, 2 plus 2 people. I know, it's a little confusing. You can say 4 people. I know the difference between people referring to me and people using the number. But I think that leaves Leona and I still being suspect. Huh? Me? There's no way I did it! So if one of them has a reasonable alibi, we can rule them out and assume the other one did it, right? I'd assume so. I don't want to think of either of them being the killer. I don't want to think of anyone being the killer. Yeah. I suppose it's time to shift the blame to the person without an alibi. It wasn't me, I was sleeping. Sleeping, huh? That's a little suspicious. I swear I didn't do it. I was in the aquaponics room. That is what she says. But that's pretty close to where the murder took place. And would she not have heard anything? Maybe we should think of possibilities besides Ford and Leona. There might be someone else without an alibi, right? Someone else. Think. Who has something to prove? Who has something to prove they're in the clear? I mean, Cora looked genuinely surprised when she found out about what happened. But is that proof, or was she just acting? Again, Leona was... Leona was pretty close by. And we know the incinerator was used just a few minutes before I met with Oliver in the incinerator room. Maya and I can back each other up, and you and Koji can back each other up. Unless we discover something else, Ford and Leona are the most likely suspects. I hate to suspect my friends, but I have to do it. She hasn't really given any proof she was sleeping, besides the fact she was in her room during the investigation. Guess I'm just gonna have to brute force it. I want to believe in her, but Oliver's right. Please, Ford, be telling the truth. Is there something to back up Leona's alibi? There is. Huh? Really? That's right, the computer in the aquaponics room records every time the fish are manually fed, and the last recorded time was 7:45 p.m. Okay, right, so that proves she was there. This proves Leona was in the aquaponics room around the time of the murder, and no evidence suggests that the killer went there. So that leaves... It wasn't me. How are we supposed to believe you? Maybe we can try to figure out what happened before and after the murder, and we can see if there's some kind of trick involved. Last time it seemed like it had to be Oliver or Ash, but we didn't realize that there was more to the case. If you think that it'll work, I'm fine with going on the assumption that I did it. So let's start with before the murder, right? Okay, if we talk about what happened before the murder, maybe we can figure something out. I guess we need to figure out what happened leading up to the murder. Maybe the killer lured Ash with some kind of meeting? Yeah, actually I would agree with... That's something I can't dispute it because we saw the note that seems to suggest the killer lured Ash to the meeting room. What's the deal with all those weapons? There's no way they plan to bring someone to the meeting room with all that stuff everywhere. Maybe the killer was the one who was invited. And they brought a weapon of their own because they knew something was suspicious. Well, that could be it. But would they have left that note if that was the case? I'm not sure if all the details of the case, but I know one thing. It wasn't me. Forrest seems like the most likely suspect, but she's still denying it. Again, I wish it would let me look over the truth bullets. That might be the case, but we don't really have anything to back it up. Yeah. Didn't we see something that implied there was a meeting? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of now. There's no way they plan to bring someone to the meeting room with all that stuff everywhere. Huh? You have proof there was a meeting? She sure does. We found a piece of paper with the words, "Meet me in the meeting room," written in scratchy handwriting. Yeah, check it out. I hold out the piece of paper for everyone to see. So this was most likely premeditated. So if Four was the killer, or is at least the most likely suspect, I didn't write that. It's not my handwriting, not even close. I guess we can't really prove who wrote it, right? With the evidence we have right now, I don't think so. So what now? Guess we move on to after the murder. After the murder. Hopefully we'll discover something new. So if Ash was stabbed in the meeting room, the killer was probably covered in blood, right? If they were covered in blood, they probably had to get rid of their clothes, right? I mean, there were probably other ways they could have gotten clean, as we've seen in a couple of the other cases. Maybe they had something to cover themselves. We didn't see anything like that in the area, though. Hey, wait! What if they just held the knife out really far so the blood wouldn't get on them? Think about what could have happened. Okay, yeah. They got rid of their clothes. So somebody was streaking around buck naked. How'd they do that? Yeah, where would they even put them where we couldn't find them? The Incinerator! The Incinerator room. Wait, what? But we were in there. Yeah, how could they have hidden them there without you noticing? Similar to how the monitor in the aquaponics room keeps track of when the tank is open, there's a counter on when the incinerator is open. It was reported to have been opened at 7:45 p.m. So they incinerated their bloody clothes? That's right, they would have totally gotten rid of the evidence. So you're saying they would have walked away without wearing anything? Wouldn't somebody walk around half naked be pretty suspicious? That's an easy one too. They had a spare change of clothes. A spare change? Where was that? Oh. Was that also in the incinerator room then? Huh? They incinerated the spare change too? Not quite. The incinerator was also recorded to have been opened at 7:30 p.m. 30 minutes before we found Ash. Okay, so they put their spare clothes inside, but they didn't actually activate the incinerator. They just hid them inside. However, I don't think they actually turned the incinerator on. So they just left their clothes in there to pick up later. How far ahead did they plan this? Hey, I just realized something. With the Incinerator times, it further strengthens Leona's alibi. That means the one person without an alibi is still 4. But is it really that simple? I don't think it is. Not in Trial 5, especially. So I'll leave it here. Next time, I think we're going to get down to the bottom of this. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
I'm playing a game.